Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. It is Friday, Free Leads Friday. Right, got the cocaine bear in the background. It's Free Leads Friday. This is episode 15. It's February 24th, I think. Mark says, good morning. Good morning to you, good sir. Winifred, great arising. Same to you. Wherever you are tuning in from, do us a huge favor, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tag someone from your office or someone that you know in real estate. Share the love with them and help us, grow our reach and so forth as well. If you're listening on our podcast, on the podcast as a podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review on that platform as well. Laura says, good morning. Good morning to you. Mike says, good morning. Good morning as well. As I mentioned, it's Free Leads Friday, so we'll dig into some of that. Of course, we'll do our normal routine as well. I've got a couple of social posts. I'm going to tease something for next week that I'll show. I'm going to show something, and then we'll do a deeper dive on how to replicate that next week. Tanya, hello to you as well. And if you haven't done so, go to wakeup.realestate. Go to wakeup.realestate and join the community there. We're still trying to feel our way out the best way to grow the community. And not just to grow the community in number count, but make it as easy as possible for the community at large to interact and share and get the resources that we reference and so forth. So stick with us as we figure out the best way to do that. In terms of, the best way for us that it's not overwhelming for us, but also removes friction for you in the community to be able to interact. So you may see some different things, some changes here. I mean, even though, this is our third week into this, and it's been pretty great so far, but we're just getting started, right? So we're just getting started, and you'll see some changes and so forth come of that. Now, before we get into rates, I'm going to get some referral opportunities going. Okay. So in the comments below, wherever you are tuning in the comments below, let everyone know what market you serve. Like, what's your primary market area? And if you don't know, for me, it's Central PA. It's Cumberland County, Dauphin County, Perry County, York County, and even some of the outlying areas of those other surrounding counties as well. I've got a great local team here. We can help buyer, seller, investor.
Drop a link to your YouTube channel or your website when you do that too, just so people can go check you out.
Absolutely. So let's get the comments going below, your market area, and some way for people to connect with you. If you have a YouTube channel, drop the link to that. If you don't have that, but you've got a Facebook business page, drop a link to that, or just your personal profile or whatever. Let's get some stuff going there. Paul Jensen, Colorado Springs in the Pikes Peak region. Jennifer Wilson, St. Louis, Missouri. Good stuff there. And keep those coming. We'll kind of go back and forth to those. Ernest, Bexar County, San Antonio. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Ernest was.
He moved from somewhere from Seattle, right, Ernest?
Yeah. Okay. So that I wasn't making up that in my head there. I thought that's where he was, and I never heard of Bexar County, but obviously I've heard of San Antonio. Anyway, enough of that. Keep those comments coming below. What market area, and feel free to drop a link. What's going on with mortgage rates and bonds and all of that good stuff, Ryan?
Just the stock market seems to be going down a little more this morning, and rates are still going up a little bit, or they went down over the last day, if this is up to date.
Hold on.
So we're just right around 6.82 on a 30-year fixed, 6.18 on a 15. And that's about it, Josh.
A quarter on FHA, 30-year VA. I mentioned the area that I service, that my team services on the real estate side. On the mortgage side, our mortgage team is in 17 different states now. And just a quick mortgage. This is the only thing I'm going to mention on the mortgage side today. I try to highlight different programs. But for FHA and VA, with the lender, we work with over 200 lenders, and we have several lenders that can do or that can finance folks FHA, VA down to a 500 credit score. Now,
Awesome.
they may need on the FHA side, for example, they may need to have a little bit more than 3.5% down. In fact, they'll need 10% down. But on the VA side, that's not the case. So
Okay.
we can, if you have a client or potential client who has been turned down elsewhere, reach out, schedule a time to chat, or shoot me a message, whatever. I'm not hard to find, and we'd be happy to see if we can help those those folks as a second option or a second opinion for them.
Just another reminder, Josh, and you and I ran into this together with property we're interacting with up your way. If you have a property that has a VA assumable loan, make sure you play that up, because that particular listing we're interacting with, I don't think the listing agent marketed that at all or mentioned it in the remarks.
So he did in my conversations with him, which is dumb, right? Because that's a one-to-one thing that only I know. That should absolutely, he should be screaming that in the public remarks, in the agent remarks, and any proactive
because what was it?
Marketing.
That particular one was something like 3-something%, right? It was something insane. So the assumable mortgage,
2.75. That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah.
So have that conversation with your sellers. Now, that doesn't mean that the sellers aren't going to get any equity, right? Because in my conversation with him, he said, if your buyers have, the money down to make up the difference between what the mortgage is and the current assumable mortgages and the purchase price, it might be an option for them. So it doesn't mean that your sellers are giving away their equity. It's just making it more palatable potentially to buyers. And it's an example of, the kind of things that you were going to have to do more of as the market tightens. You've got to look for creative ways to put deals together and facilitate making things happen. Cool. All right. Social posted today. You got something on that? I've got a couple of examples. Oh, look at this.
Well, I'm just super excited today. Wait, where is it? Bring it up there.
Look at this, Laura. Real quick though, before we get to that, Laura says, I have a VA assumable now and marketing it. Most people don't know about them. 2.25. So a VA assumable at 2.25. That's amazing. Pretty bananas. And hopefully you're playing that up in your Craigslist marketing for that, Laura, because I know that you're doing some good stuff with Craigslist and generating a consistent flow of opportunities there.
And interesting, just on this topic, it would be interesting to aggregate a list of VA assumable homes for sale in your market. Might be a little work, but if you can search the remarks in your MLS for VA assumable or something, that'd be kind of a cool.
Ryan, that's funny that you mentioned that, because this was on my list today. So let's share this. I'll share my social, but I wanted to talk a little bit. That's a perfect segue into something that I had sort of on my little notes here to talk about today. And leave it to Lance to bring a smile to our face. Lance getting very specific with the market area.
I've had
services. Yeah. Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah, I've stopped there a few times on that exit.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Okay. So it's the Cocaine Bear.
So it's a big day in the world. This is kind of an example of a current events. Something funny. You give people a little smile. And I just tried to play it into my market. You can probably do this in most markets. Like, hey, there's not going to be any cocaine bears in your backyard if you buy a house here. Again, reminding people that I'm in real estate a little bit and just having a little fun with the meme tool that we talked about yesterday.
And here's the thing. There are lots of people that will have no idea what the heck you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah. But either way, it will make them stop and be like, what? What is this? Right? And I can't wait for your full length review of the movie on Monday's show. I will not be seeing that this weekend, mainly because we just don't have time to.
We got a big group going today at 3. It's going to be a blast.
Awesome.
I expect it to be terrible, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, but the good kind of terrible, right? So, all right. The social post that I'm going to share today, I'm actually going to share a couple because I've been getting a little crazy.
Getting social?
Getting social. And really, a lot of it has come thanks to Ryan's inspiration on, just some of the different things that he's shared on these sessions and just kind of getting me to think and act a little bit differently. So I'm going to mirror the old screen here again. Hopefully it works. It doesn't look like it is. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here is, I just published this one, and this is tying in an idea I mentioned yesterday. So if you missed yesterday's show, go back and check that out. This is a video I made this morning. It's under a minute. And all I did was open up on my phone a KV Core market update for Mechanicsburg, PA. And I literally just talked about the numbers in the market report. The average list price, how many listings, how many new listings, the number of homes sold, the most expensive, active listing, the most the priciest listing that just sold, and all that is, I've just got a little header here, in the text, and then I've got a link to the market update, which is just a page on my KV Core site, and then I've got a bunch of hashtags there, and that's it.
Did you use the area page in KV Core?
Exactly. Yep.
The specific page for that area.
Mechanicsburg area page. 100%. So that's one that I wanted to show you. Now, here's something I wanted to tease for next week, because I've been seeing a lot of both influencers and even folks in our space making videos like this. And we kind of talked about it earlier this week. Oh, no, where it is. Yeah, here it is. Where this is a video. Now, I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but it doesn't matter. It's a talking head video with that all that is an image in the background in that scenario anyway. It's an image in the background and then my talking head. And I did that. There are a couple of different ways that you can do that. Where's my mouse? I'm trying to get us out of the screen share here. Can you hit Ryan? For some reason, my mouse is hiding. Can you just get rid of the duplicating screen? So there are several different ways you can do that. You can do it right in TikTok. Okay. You can do it in Instagram, or you can even do it with CapCut. And I'll do a deeper dive on that next week, but I just kind of want to tease the idea, right? We're trying to get better at these, these kind of teas to keep you on the edge of your seat. So
opening loops.
Yeah, exactly. Opening loops that will close. But I think it's just a fun and interesting way to create, I think it, especially on short form video content, it's a great way, like they can see you, but they're also, it's not just you, right? So there's like, it's visually appealing and they can kind of go through. And I think there are several uses for it, right? Like if you're just talking, if you just have a property open on your phone and you're talking about the property, right? You can all that.
Yeah,
you can all do that. Tanya, I didn't use CapCut on this one. I used Instagram natively. Ryan, go ahead.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, even if you're going over like a clause in a contract or something in an email and you get like a question from a buyer in an email, you could just address that and answer it right there and just show it on the screen. There's lots of things you can do.
So Charlotte, this is one of the reasons why we're still trying to figure out the best way to cultivate this community here. So on the Circle app on your phone, it is in there, but you got to look a little bit. You got to kind of dig for it a little bit to find the social posts of the day. You have to go to the home. You go to the home feed, then there's under examples and swipes, there's a social post of the day. And that's got examples.
We are working on making that all much easier to find. I'm hoping that actually you'll see the social post today in the YouTube stream, which will make it a lot easier, but more updates on that next week.
Yeah. We're trying to make it more, remove friction in the community, right? To make it as easy as possible for you guys to get the stuff we're talking about, to find the referenced things so you can R&D, deploy for yourself. Tanya says, so what is the Cocaine Bear? Just go look up the trailer on YouTube. Just go look up the trailer on YouTube. Yeah, I mean it's a movie that is loosely based on a true story. You probably the trailer alone will be all you need, but
that's all you probably need.
Yeah, maybe it'll compel you to want to check it out. All right, so today is Free Leads Friday, okay, And there are a number of different ways that we could go. Last week's Free Leads Friday, which if you weren't, if you haven't checked that one out, go find that, and we'll figure out how to link to that here as well. We talked about Craigslist, and I gave some example of Craigslist ads that are working really well right now. In fact, Laura is one of the folks that was kind enough to share some ads that were working for her. The week before that, what did we do the week before that? I think I showed how to find for rent by owners on Zillow. So that would have been episode 5 of Wake Up Real Estate. And there are lots of different places that we could go with this. But I'm going to bring up 2 things actually. And I hesitated to share this one because I can't demonstrate it because I've been kicked off. But Laura emailed me this morning, and I know that I have other people in my, in my organization as well that are having tremendous success generating leads with Facebook Marketplace, which is basically Facebook's version of Craigslist. Now, when I first went back to actively selling, I actually the first several clients that I actually sold homes with, closed transactions with, came from free Facebook Marketplace ads. But I maybe got a little overzealous, and I must have broken their terms of use enough that I literally, if I try to go on Marketplace on my phone, I get an error that says, you're not allowed, basically.
You probably got a lot of negative feedback or something, or
yeah. And I've tried to appeal it, and it's not working. But some takeaways that I'll share from Laura. I'll just read some of the notes that she sent me on this this morning. Number 1, you have to do it from your personal profile. So they are removing. There was a time where you could do it from your Facebook business page. They've taken that away. Okay, and honestly, even when you could do that, it didn't work as well as from your personal profile as far as actual replies. Here are her thoughts and notes on this. It's great for loads of free leads. You have to weed through them like any internet leads, but it seems that 1 in 40 are okay. 1 in 40 is not really that bad. And the meta lesson in that is that she knows her numbers, right? That means she's done it enough to know, how many, what she needs to do to make that happen.
What are we calling a lead? Are we calling
I think it's anybody that replies, right? That says, tell me more, or I'd like more information. There's like
and she's posting a listing.
So I'll just keep going here. You have to post from a personal page, but you can post up to 200 times per day. Now that to me is a recipe on getting yourself kicked off, but maybe not. They're also not as strict as Craigslist, so you don't need an actual property and can post links and send to a landing page. I can tell you for sure that that's why I got kicked off of there. So if you can post an actual listing, it's going to, in most cases, work a lot better. But again, she's having some great success with that. So personal page, you can post, I would highly recommend, if you can, a listing. And the way people respond is it's through Facebook Messenger. That's why it's so great, is that you're going to get people in conversation with you on Facebook Messenger. And Facebook Messenger, the response rate, or like the read rate, engagement rate, is like just below text messaging, just below.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to have to go through a lot to find the good ones and the people that, not only have motivation, but can qualify. But
there's probably some cadence there where the people who aren't a good lead, you do something like, oh, okay, well, definitely make sure you sign up for my real estate deals of the week. Where it doesn't become about that. And then you drop them a link to a lead magnet, a lead capture, instead of just posting the lead magnet.
So I clicked on it on my phone just to see what would happen. And for 5 seconds, they made me think that I'm okay. And now it says you can't buy or sell on Facebook. This is because you didn't follow our community standards. This has been the 3rd review of your account, and this decision is final.
It was definitely posting links outside of things that weren't for sale. They want actual things for sale.
The point is, be careful, I guess, right? But use it while you can, right? Because if you're doing, and I know Laura's doing this, you have a conversation until the natural transition is like what Ryan mentioned. Would you like me to get you set up on our weekly deals list? And if so, what's the best email for you? And then you just put them into your KB Core or your Follow Up Boss or your, whatever platform you're using, or just even create them an account right in your MLS. If you don't have any of that, just sign them up in your MLS and send them.
Would it be all right? Would it be all right if I sent you deals, price reduced, fixer uppers, foreclosures in the area? Sure, go ahead. Cool. What email? And then just go in the MLS like you said, and pretty straightforward.
And in the interest of blatant promotion of my mortgage team, we offer free credit direction to anyone you send our way. So that's part of our value proposition when we're working with agent partners, is that we're taking the long view approach with clients you send our way. So if they're not ready today, we don't just kick them to the curb. We actually give them a credit direction plan. It's not credit repair. There's legalities around them, but we will look at their credit and we will give them a plan, and we will check in with them every 3 months to see if they're executing on the plan. Now, it may be sooner than that. Like if they just need to clean up 1 or 2 things, we'll check in sooner than 3 months. But if it's more of a longer term plan, we'll give them a plan of action and what to do, like literally that they can print out and put on their refrigerator or whatever the case may be, wherever they're going to have that. And we'll check in with them every 3 months to get them to that point. And, that's how you provide real service. And the reason why we're doing that is those folks become advocates. They're beyond referral, folks, they become advocates for you. Jennifer said, I've had several listings on Facebook Marketplace and didn't get any leads or messages. I'm surprised by that. I would have to say there's got to be something amiss with how you're doing it. Because I don't know that I've ever posted and not gotten at least some activity. I don't know how we could, maybe Jennifer, maybe there's a way you and I could hop on Zoom and I could see what you're doing and maybe even make some recommendations. And I'll just throw it out there. If you'd be okay with us recording that and sharing for the benefit of all, I would be more than happy to do that. And if so, just shoot me a message or schedule a time at Josh 15. One other thing I had to, I wanted to dig in, Ryan, and just get your thoughts, because I know you think creatively on. But before that, I took action from Andrew. I took action on your screen capture advice yesterday, and I'm testing the landing pages today, video versus a static image. Right on. Right on.
Drop us a page. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's see what you're working on. So here's, I don't know why this popped into my head last night, but in the interest of trying to find, of being a market creator, right? Like not waiting for the market to come to me, but going out and trying to create transactions. For example, what reminded me of it is you mentioning going in your MLS and searching for, assumable mortgages, right? Listings that have assumable mortgages. Okay. That's a great way to curate information that others in your market aren't doing, and then telling that story, whether it's in video, whether it's just to your email database or whatever. And another idea that came to mind for me, again, last night, was searching for vacant properties that have had a price reduction.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And just whether you then go out and tour a few of those, which then you can turn into content, and then you can have firsthand knowledge of those properties when you have communications, as you reach out to folks, or you just bring them up and you talk about, a couple of them or one of them, or just offer it out. Hey, I just put together a list of all the properties that are for sale right now and are vacant and have had price reductions. Would you like me to send you that list?
It's novelty. It's the novelty of it being something, again, you can't find anywhere else. And it's something, it creates like a dopamine release or something in people's brains. Like, that's a list that I haven't considered at all.
Yep. And then I can't remember what I was listening to this morning, but there was was a podcast of somebody where look for listings that have been active for 60 or more days, and the likelihood of them taking a 10% discount is like 50% greater or something like. I can't remember what all the numbers were, but if you go in and look for listings that have been on the market for 60 days, or layer on the idea that I just said, listed for 60 days and vacant, that and I guess since we're bringing it up here, and in the interest of being actually valuable and useful, I'm gonna bring up Bright and show you how you can do that in Bright. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be exactly the same in your MLS platform, but let me log in and I'll show you how you can pull some of that data and utilize that, and maybe we'll continue to sort of brainstorm next week on how you can use those different ideas. Like what are the different ways that you could use it to make content? For example, a very simple one is it's really easy to go and tour a vacant property, right? So you can just go and create a little content and share it. Now, I would get permission from the listing agent if you're going to just blast it on your pages. But if you've got your email database or a private Facebook group, you could share in there. In fact, one of the ideas that I had during the pandemic, because we were so locked down in Pennsylvania, was I executed on it for a time, but like a lot of things, I wasn't as consistent as I should have been. But I was going and doing vacant home tours because people couldn't get out and look at stuff, and it was the point where we were locked down, but not like I could, we were opened up a little bit. So I would just go out and do video tours of vacant homes in the market, and I would post them into this private Facebook group, and I would send them out to my email list.
Yeah. My whole business in Philadelphia in about 2009 was based on that. Yep. Just REOs, vacant REOs. Yep.
So here's Bright, and the way that you have to add this additional field. Okay, so at the bottom when you're doing a search, you can add or remove fields. And to get the field that I needed showing requirements. Showing requirements is the field. And if you go down, one of the last options is vacant. Now, this is not, there will be vacant properties that aren't noted as vacant, right? So you're not catching every vacant property, but that's okay. It's, it's beyond the point, right? These are the ones that the listing agent has noted are vacant. So if I do vacant and I do days on market 60 plus, which is another field that I had to add, that's 811. Now that's all of Bright, right? And Bright's a pretty big MLS. But if I want to do the counties that I work in, Cumberland, Dauphin, York, Erie, I'll just do those for now. I've got 27. So 27 vacant, been on the market for 60 days or more. Now, there was one other, there's one other criteria that I thought of this morning as I was doing this. I'm going to go new construction. No. Now the new construction, they're all vacant, obviously. Wow. It took it down to 6. There's only 6 that are noted as vacant and been listed for 60 days or more. But
that makes sense. Things are still selling fast.
Yeah. Well, not just that, there's just not much inventory, period. Like there's not many new listings coming on. And anyway, I would love feedback on that. Are you doing anything like that? And I'm sure there are lots of other ways that you could use that idea or those ideas of the idea being curating content in this
from the MLS.
From the MLS.
Mine your MLS for unique, interesting content. Yeah.
Yep. Ernest, List Reports has some cool tools for geeky posts like top 10 most expensive homes in blank area and a super cool market.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to share this, but I do know that the team, I was talking to somebody over at KV Core yesterday, and an idea I had forever was for those kinds of lists to be postable directly from the KV Core dashboard. And I heard a little bit like they're thinking about it. I don't know. I'm not there anymore, but I think that might be a feature coming up, and it's a great idea on List Reports side to be doing stuff like that.
Yep, totally.
just one click, share a cool list. But it's not hard to curate it yourself, like Josh is saying, and it almost feels like it has more value if it's like something you made.
Yep.
Can I share Andrew? Andy, I don't think I've ever called him Andy. Andrew shared a video he's doing based on our screen capture technique.
Yeah.
So I just want to show that real quick. It's 13 seconds without sound, but it looks good. Andrew, what'd you do? What'd you use for this specific tool? Screencast-O-Matic or something? And Andrew does a great job. You do a great job of just playing up like your social proof, your reviews, and all that stuff in all your videos.
Love it.
So I figured we'd share that. What else we got, Josh? We got a bunch of comments. Did you have anything else for today?
I was pretty much that was the bulk of what I had for today. Jeffrey says I can use Remind owners over 60 living in a 2-story home. That's a perfect point. In fact, you teed that up for me. Great, Jeffrey. I've been all week we've been sharing a free class on how to work with more boomer clients and the process by which you can build that audience and then get into conversation and see how you can best help and serve them. And today, this afternoon, is the first of 2 live webinars for the boot camp for folks that chose to invest in the boot camp. And if that's something that you're interested in, just reach out to mike@growwithjosh.com, mike@growwithjosh.com. But that is a very targeted audience, and one that you would think at least a percentage of them there's going to be some motivation. And the cool thing with Remind is you could also layer on 60 plus 2-story and have a medium or high sell score. Right now, if you don't have Remind, there are other ways you can do it. In fact,
a lot of MLSs have it baked in. I know we have it here. So
yeah. We also use PropStream for data filtering. And that's a great one. And you can get a free trial with that at growwithjosh.com/PS, growwithjosh.com/PS. And that's also a good point. Jeffrey said you can also filter by equity for sure. And then I think you had this up from Andrew. So Andrew had made that with Camtasia.
Yeah. He was just letting us know.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I got for today. So another week in with Wake Up Real Estate. And, we're just so grateful for all of the comments and from all the encouragement from the community. And Ryan and I are working on a number of different things that we're very excited to share over the coming days and weeks. Things that we're testing in our own local real estate practices, and also things we're building out to make it easier for all of you to blast out there.
We're kind of fire hosing. We're fire hosing a bunch of ideas on these sessions, and we are very focused on making sure you can access the little and go deeper on the little things as easily as possible. So
yep. I'm just going to leave that there for a minute. Ernest, thank you. We appreciate that. And Andrew, for those of you who've been around for a while, it's kind of like Reticulous 2.0 for sure. So here's what I would highly recommend. Take some time this weekend to get caught up. If you've been enjoying these, go back and review. I think, the way I would think about these shows if I were you is treat it like a good book. Find what resonates with you and go back to that thing, check it out, and then actually put it into action, right? Whether it was an idea from today or an idea from earlier this week or from the first week of shows. And then we'll be back on Monday. Same bat channel, same bat station. And we've got some great stuff. We're just going to continue to share and let you under the hood. The meme creator site from yesterday was imgflip.com, right? imgflip.com. Yep, there you go. imgflip.com.
Cool.
So
all right,
that's
thanks, guys.
it for this week. Do us a huge favor, like, comment, subscribe, and share with others in your office, in your community, your referral partners, etc. If you're listening on the podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review. Have a great weekend.
Don't party with too many bears this weekend. Be careful.
Yeah. Stay away from the cocaine bears.
See you guys.